BLASTMUSIC247.com. We're changing the industry one artist at a time.
Hola, hola, hola. Hey, humans. I am Melikia K, Courtney, and I'm popping in on the RQ the real quick early. Now, I know you guys are used to seeing me at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but y'all know what day it is. We've been to go have some New Year's Eve fun tonight, but I still believe in showing up and being where you said you would be. So allow me to show up. Allow me to show our cues. So, bam, I was doing two things at once because that's just the magic. It occurred to me that since I went early, I probably should let folks know after the fact. But okay, let's get into this. So, we normally start like I start everything else that has to do with sanctuary experience. We start with straight up gratitude because I am grateful. Hey, partner, what's going on with you? I appreciate you being here. I actually remembered to seal the link up on Facebook. And let me say it again and again, y'all. This is not the regular time. You're going to find me on blastmusic247.com, which you should definitely go to if you are an artist and you'd like to have your art displayed during a podcast and let folks know you exist and that your art is out there and it's happening and it's wonderful. So, yes, do that. Get on that blastmusic247.com. Also, if you are a wonderful listener, you'd like to just be a member and enjoy the different aspects of art and the humans there, go to blastmusic247.com. Get it? Okay, great. So thank you to Troy, who is amazing, our VP, and just makes this feel a lot like home. Thank you to Sunshine Cromwell of Shine Vibrations, which happens here on Friday at 7 p.m. Definitely want you guys to check out that podcast and all the other podcasts that kind of happen here. And I think I did add this off. So this is going to just show you all of the podcasts that come through the week. And I'd like for you to know that so that you can go and check them out as well. So go ahead and get your looking eyes on. It shows the days and the times. That's your Monday at Ranch on Rep Talk. Then on Tuesdays, I'm normally at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then also Power Ups right after me at 9. Everybody is on break for the 2 weeks, but I ain't going. I believe in that consistency. So I'll be right here where I'm supposed to be. And I will take my break after. That's why we're here earlier. Listen, Louisiana Lyricist Lounge. They had a show Sunday. So last Sunday's show, I think it started at 8 p.m. So go on YouTube. They honored veterans who were also poets. And when I tell you, it is 2 hours of amazing conversation. You're getting to see into the lives and the hearts of prior military soldiers, flat out, and how they're living life now. And then you also get a taste of their talent. And I will simply say it's for grown folks because some of that poetry is delicious. Okay, great. So again, I am Melikia K, Courtney, and I'm super, super excited. And maybe just a little bit hyper. I don't know if we're not going to talk about that part, but we're just going to say I am truly excited to just to have this moment with you guys. Now, we're taking it super light today in honor of the transition, New Year's Eve into New Year. It's fun. I'm excited. I'm ready to go play like millions of other humans. At the same time, y'all, I would love for growth not to be overlooked. Okay. There were some things I wanted to just, maybe it's Captain Obvious stuff, but I have learned that common sense ain't common sense for everybody, that everything I know, I can't automatically assume everyone else knows. I don't think that's fair. I think that's kind of just, presumptuous. So I'm going to say some things to you that are going to fall in the reminder category. Okay. Some of this stuff you'd be like, okay, I know this. I've talked about this before on the podcast. We've lived this. We're older. We get it. Okay. But at the same time, have you lived long enough to understand the benefit of being reminded? Because sometimes it exists in our field, that knowledge is there, that wisdom is there. But when it is not center stage in our mind, it's like, oh, okay, yeah. So with that in mind, in 3 days worth of question marks, y'all know I took notes so we can stay on task because we're going to be in and out today, like flat out. And what I'd like to ask you, have you learned to close the doors to the years behind you? Okay, maybe a random question, but I think it's valid and fair. And this is your testing moment. This is your moment to see if you honestly have learned that skill, the skill of closing doors behind you. Story time. When I was a kid, I still do it to this day with some things, but not so much. My grandmother was on my behind, to say it cleanly, about closing the doors. I had a thing. I loved open doors. I loved open windows. I wanted it all open, open, open. I would open the doors. I'd leave the cabinet doors open. I would leave the doors open, front and back door, garage doors. Like, I was a fan of open doors. You get it? And at the same time, my grandmother was real colorful. And I'm not going to say all the things that my granny said, but she was very colorful, Miss Mamie Lee, in reminding me, you must close those doors. Now, I was a short, right? So those high cabinets and stuff that mean much to me. But how about the folks who were not? How about the people who I left it open and they walked into it just, not being aware or mindful? I could have been mindful and closed those doors, or the dog running out, or the many things that I got talked to about. I had a lot of conversations when I was a kid. Okay, great. So that's just a simple example of it. It is important to close doors. Let's talk about relationships. When you have exited and you still have ties, maybe you're dipping back in the pool, but you're done. Okay. And you're allowing that to spill over into your forward. And you can't, this is not a Sankofa moment, right? Sankofa, when you look back to go forward, this ain't that. This is just simply you indulging or delaying or wasting time or wasting energy, is what I want you to understand. When you are doing that, when you leave these doors open, and yes, I left the refrigerator door open too. Wasting energy. All right? Wasting energy. So it's important to learn how to close those former doors. Close them up. The doors that no longer serve you, the doors that you might slide back through and into something that you don't even want to touch or be bothered with. It's important to close those doors. Okay, Melikia, well then how do I close those doors? I promise you this may sound a little strange, but let's go walk with me for a little bit and keep that in mind as we go through these points. All of the things I'm going to share with you apply. They all apply. And it is that you're focusing forward. Get it? You're focusing forward, like paying attention to where you're going, paying attention to what you desire, deciding what that is. And once you're on the other side of that decision, actively participating in behavior that mirrors what you said you desired, right? We're going to get some consistency about it. All right. That's the adult way. All right. Gratitude. Same way I start the show is, I kid you not, it is the way to start your day. It is the way to bless and to close doors. How do I know? Because I had to learn, y'all. And I took my learning the long way for some things, and it cost me a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of energy. And I have a heart to shortcut you in the line. Come cut in the line in front of me. Let me show you what I know and what I've experienced, and you live and learn from it, and you go higher and better and faster. That is my heart for you. Why? Because I love the masses back to life. That is who I am. That is what I do consistently. Gratitude. Simple examples that are offered as far as leaving the doors open. Gratitude helps to close that door. How is that? Being mindful, right? God, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that we have all of this energy. I'm grateful that I get to be a good steward over it. I'm grateful that I have me, that I have the blessing of life. I have the blessing of choice. I have the mind and the capacity to handle that and make these choices, right? And in my gratitude, I am weighing in the responsibility, because it is our responsibility to handle 1,440 minutes a day. 1,440 minutes a day. That ain't a whole lot. 24 hours. And for my busy people who like to get things done, that is a short time, right? For the things we want to get done. But at the same time, it's plenty of time. And the point in that is, do you care to waste your time? Or would you prefer to put it exactly where you desire it to be, i.e., not in energy wasting things or energy draining people or stuff that does not produce from your investment of time, energy, desire, skills, wisdom, knowledge, relationship building? Okay. Does it detract or does it add? Right? I promise you, when we go down to the basics, I'm going to take you back to the basics. Like, seriously, gratitude is so very basic, but we have to go back to the basics sometimes just to do that inventory and wake ourselves up to paying attention, to center that understanding one more time. Get centered, get your understanding centered one more time. All right. So in gratitude, I encourage you to sit down and don't make it just a quick visit. Please, oh please, oh please, go stalk this is episode 39, I believe. Go back into SXP Metamorphosis 365, which is this podcast. It is a growth podcast. Go back and literally binge, because you will find every time I harp by rain, I harp on gratitude, because it is a way of life. It is a way of life that will keep you forward. It is a way of life that will help you close doors. Why? Because you are so grateful for what's ahead of you and you're focused and you're mindful, right? You're moving towards your goals. You're moving into your desires. You're moving into the you that you chose to be. And that other doesn't fit, right? The other doesn't fit. So in gratitude, I release all that doesn't belong to me. In gratitude, I release all that has served me to its completion. And sometimes that is the door that's open and it has served you to completion, and you need only close the door. Close the door and save your energy like the refrigerator. All right. Close the door and save your creative energy so that you can create your forward, your next, your current being, even. All right. So gratitude. Got to be mindful of the time too. Oh, we're moving into number 2. Number 2 is my favorite. Like right there with gratitude. Love. Love closes those doors that are left open. We're going to talk a little bit more in the relationship space and understand it. I'm not talking about romantic just. I'm speaking familial. I'm speaking romantic. I'm speaking professional. All these relationships, all right? A lot of folks want to go to work and leave love out of it. How? You're going to work for a reason, especially the parents, right? There is love involved. You're doing this to make sure you have XYZ in place. Love for self, love for them babies, love for maybe the G babies, or however that fits. Your passion was in place when you went to pursue that profession, right? There was some love involved. So you can't magically extract it. And even for those who chose professions that they were pushed into that they really didn't want, but maybe your parents was like thumbing you into it and you found yourself there, that was the love and the honor for your parents that you chose to honor them and take that path. So there is love involved. It doesn't magically get erased. It doesn't dissolve. That's the magic about love. It is constantly present. All right. Now it may be misplaced. And that is in the case of these open doors. Have you learned how to close the doors to those years past? Have you learned how to let it go? Have you learned how to frozen? Like for real, for real. Have you sat to define love for yourself? I love what the Holy Bible put together as far as what love was, all the tenets and these markers that you could live toward, right? That you could practice and have become your being patient, being kind, all the forgiveness. And I love the very end of it. I think it's 1 Corinthians 13. The last one that really sticks with me is love never fails. Okay. And I bring that part up because this is to be applied. If you understand that love never left the building, maybe you misplaced it from your line of sight, but love never left the building. So when you are dealing with a coworker who is getting on your last freaking nerve, we're going to say it nicely, who's getting on your last nerve, can you apply love? Yes. Do you have to snap and go off on that person? No. And why would you do it in the first place? Because you got a door open. Because you have a door open in you that told you that it was okay to behave that way. You left a door open. You left the door open, and your emotions, right? Maybe it's some folks who deal with the privilege issue. Some people have that poison of privilege and they think they have a right to behave a certain way. Baby, you left the door open. Close those doors, right? Some of those doors are not just time doors. Sometimes it's not just transitioning from 2024 into 2025 or 2020. Let's go 2020 through 2025. Get his point? Like sometimes it's just not the change of the year. Love, it is a change in you that needs to occur. It is a door that you open in you. I am a fan of spiritual doors. If you know me, you already know that, and you understand because I've harassed you if you've been around me, and if you've been watching the podcast and growing with me, you will understand that spiritual doors are open too. Some people stand as spiritual doors. I am a spiritual door. I am open here for your growth, right? This is a door you keep open. Sometimes you keep the doors ajar because beautiful breezes and winds blow in, and at the same time, sometimes you need to close them freaking doors. Close the doors to that stank attitude. Close the door to the entitlement. Close the door to this mindset of privilege. Close the door to the mindset of hate. Some of y'all who have issues and see people and automatically lose your mind because you see a skin color, that is an open door that someone opened for you or in you, and you still have to address it. You still get to choose. Is this a door I'm going to keep open? Is it serving me? We talked about focus earlier. We talked about accomplishing and moving forward and getting goals and life and happy and passion done. And how do you get that done if you're so busy focused and losing yourself through these random doors that ain't serving you? How about that? Okay, so gratitude. And we're firing through these. I'm offering you basic thoughts and reminders, some tooling and some keys slide here and there for you to go back and revisit it within yourself. Right? That's the important part. We will have a conversation together. We're here face to face now, right? Or face to ears, however you rock. And when I'm done, hit that replay. Go back and have that conversation with yourself and get freaking honest. If you are arrogant, own it. If you are passive, own it. If you're kind, own it. If you're meany, own it. Own it. And then you get to choose. 2025 is here. Do I want to live the same year I lived in 2024 in 2025? For some people, it's yes. Some people had an amazing 2024, very productive, very exciting, many goals met, happy, happy, happy. And sure, I want to have that same happiness and joy and that comes in 2025. But do you understand? In a certain sense, I'll say it this way. You got new wine. That vessel is old. Okay? Take with you what you choose. But I will say that one is full, right? I will say that there's room that you need for the beautiful things that are going to happen in 2025, for the rush and the release and the peace and the love and all of those things that are come to meet you that you will be grateful for, right? Gonna show that gratitude for, and that you will wrap in love. Let's move back into focus. Dear heart, love is never absent from anything you do. Ooh, my sarcastic people. Ooh, my quiet and in the head conversation people. You're still responsible for that. You're responsible for everything that you hold in thought and that you add your creation weight to. And when you let it out your mouth, it's coming from your heart. So do know that you stirred it up and you sewed it up and you created it right there in you. So it impacts you first. And then when you speak it out, it impacts others. You are responsible for that. You're responsible for your gratitude. You're responsible for your love. You're responsible for the doors that you open inside of you and the doors you leave open inside of you that were opened by others. All right. Fact. Okay. Loyalty. Number 3 on the list. I have seen some interesting things over time. I'm a very loyal person to a fault sometimes. I'm very patient and I give people room to be exactly who they are. I trust and I love because I understand and I believe that every square has to begin there. I'm going to begin, period. I will start from love. I will end in love, regardless of how the path winds. Now, sometimes loves look like me walking through and enduring when someone shows disloyalty. And then sometimes it is a cut ties and I am done. And you may as well call it a chasm because there is no way back. I had a situation where someone who was welcomed into my space, right? Very loved, embraced by everybody around that person. And that person chose to deceive, lie, and then stand on that lie. Was given the opportunity to not do that and chose to. Now, come on now. We grown. That is never okay. So we're not going to make it okay. And in that situation, that person was removed from my life. Don't call me, don't text me, don't pull up, don't roll up. We don't speak. You get it? Because sometimes that's what it takes. And that loyalty is to me. Being loyal to myself, I'm not allowing my space to be filled by folks who don't honor, who won't walk in integrity, and don't desire to grow. Can't do it. Can't do it. And then, as well, in the pace of loyalty, my people around me know I'm a phone call away. I'm a phone call away, right? You cannot come to me and have negative conversations about the people that I love because I'm not sitting listening to that trash. You will get corrected immediately. Is it that I cannot hear if there's a situation going on? I am able to do that because of my profession and who I am. I definitely believe in mediation. I believe in working it out. At the same time, we're going to talk about the issue at hand. We're not doing any of the name calling or the drama and the opinions. I don't care about none of the above. Get the picture? It is simply about getting to the solution. So that's what we're going to focus on. Do you get what I'm saying? Mind your loyalty. Mind your loyalty, because that as well is from an open door. I did not have this understanding when I was young, when folks wanted to come around and talk about crazy stuff. And I'm not participating because I'm like, that's disgusting and it's stupid. But I would listen. You know what I mean? Being a part of. And then when I got older and got around some great, great women, thank God for them. I'm like, listen, why are you even? I'm like, I can't stand that stuff. You know, it's irritating. We have a conversation. Baby, you don't have to do that. So let me say it to you out loud. You do not have to sit around and listen to people's drowning measures, their woes, their disloyal conversations, folks that will smile at a person around you and talk about them when they're around. Do not participate in that foolishness. It's poisonous. It's poisonous. And it's from an open door. Even down to the television stations. It's from an open door, I kid you not. So that's something you go research up for yourself on how we behave. I'm all about that behavior. Background, law enforcement, background, behavioral health modifications, background, life, love, retail, background, coaching, background, growth. Like I am about that growth life. I mean, reinventing the whole nine of it, okay? Being loyal is a part of all the above. Where does your loyalty lie? Are you talking about people behind their back? Even if you think you have a right to talk about them, you don't. You don't. You have a privilege to pray for them. You have a privilege to speak some kindness. You have a privilege to love, right? You have a privilege to not stir up shit. And yes, I'm saying that word on LinkedIn too. You have the privilege to be a peaceful human, to be mindful, to be kind, and to be caring. And if you choose to be an arse, Merry Christmas, have at it. But do know that energy is returned. Comes back. Okay, great. So gratitude, love, loyalty, patience. Patience, patience, patience. Now, I've already said patience like 3 or 4 times already. You get the picture. Be patient with yourself. All right. Everything that I'm sharing with you, did you get that? Apply it to you first. When my children used to come to me and complain about what the other one then did, tell me what you did first. Well, this person that, no. Tell me what you did first. And if you use that simple principle and you apply it to your life, it'll shut down a whole lot of stuff. You will not have to deal with half as much strangeness if you apply that principle first. Okay. Be patient with yourself in the process of closing doors. If it is that you have ill will for a former work environment or a person who was formerly in your life or currently in your life, you can be patient. It might be hard, and I get that. Sometimes people just rub you the wrong way or irritate your soul. I understand. I encourage you to practice patience. I will never tell people to pray for patience because I did not know better, and I did. And I was given many opportunities to develop my patience through challenges. Okay. So I'm not saying go pray for patience, not saying do that. I am saying practice the patience that already exists in you. It is like a muscle. Okay. Work it out, work it out, work it out. Use that muscle and build your patience. How can I show patience with people? Stop talking. What do you mean? Stop talking and listen. Listen. Without your mind readying your next response. Ooh, for my people who argue and you don't know why you're arguing, and this is truly in romantic relationships, shut up and listen, and maybe, just maybe, you might get it. Let go of offensiveness. Why be offended for what? Example, story. Over on IG, I'm Santa's helper. Instagram. And there was a young lady who posted a video, or someone who posted a video. It was supposed to be funny. And I got to tell you, it was funny. But it was ignorant, but it was funny and simple enough. So I shared, I comment, I definitely engage and I support a lot of pages. So I say this was funny, but poor taste. You can do it this way. I suggested it was a young lady who put on blackface and went and scared somebody in the dark. It was funny, but I did not overlook what the humor was based off. Okay. I spoke to the truth of that. And when I tell you, flame on to this day, it's been about 3 weeks. Daily, I'm getting about 6 to 10 messages because of speaking up. Now, mind you, some things that were said were real foul, not nice, like straight up cyberbullying, right? However, I chose to be patient. I could have blown up. I could have said some really horrendous things. I could have name called right along with people. I could have invited people to unalive themselves like they were inviting me to. I'm not doing that. That's foolishness. And I prize my 1,440 minutes. And I don't care to use it in that manner. I don't care to. I prefer to be patient. Got to work it out. I've already said what I needed to say. I've already offered a point of growth for whoever would choose to see it and accept it and act on it, right? That's all I needed to do. Everything else, nothing to do with me. I'm good. All right. So that is how you can practice your patience. Choose your wars wisely. Everything in a fight Everyone that pisses you off is not out to get you or hurt you. You do not have to defend yourself constantly, right? Build your gratitude, build your love, build your loyalty, and you will find room to build your patience, right? Because you're cleaning up your area, you're cleaning up your mind, you're cleaning up your atmosphere. You are closing doors that don't need to be open. Get it? And it is work. I'm not saying that it's all easy and all fun and games. Nah, it's work, but it's doable. And we work every day. If we are wise, we work every day on ourselves, at least 10 minutes of personal development daily, 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 daily. All right. Why? Because it builds a habit. And why do we build habits? Because some of this stuff we want on autopilot. Some of these things help in how we respond to life, right? If we have this in place, if I have my gratitude, love, loyalty, and patience in place, when I get face to face with someone who does classify as the idiot in the scenario, I don't have to join them. I don't have to walk in those unclosed doors with them. They can have their own issue all by themselves, and I could be over here and be happy. I can close that door to stupid. Doop, done. I'm going to go over here and do this instead. All right. You have that option. You do not have to engage. Don't do it. All right. So we've gone through gratitude, love, loyalty, patience, mindfulness. All right. So this speaks in this, I just want to go this direction. It speaks to a lot. Mindfulness does. But the direction I'd like to point out right now is being mindful of who you are and how you behave. We got to sip one moment, please. There we go. I needed that. All right. So being mindful of who you are and how you behave. Who are you and how do you function? Have you ever really sat to kind of know you? We have a practice for getting to know other people, but have you ever turned that mirror to yourself and practiced getting to know you? Have you understood that every day that you have been on this planet in the body, you have been growing and becoming? And then some of your things are so routine that it just feels like this is who I am. Well, I can challenge you and say that is who you've been. At the same time, there is a being, and then at the same time, there is a becoming. Let's sit in that for a second. And I encourage you to use that mindfulness exercise of sitting down. Maybe you write 10 questions, maybe you write 20, that you would ask someone that you just met. And you really sit down with yourself and you answer those questions, 10 or 20. And if you are brave enough to do it and you want to talk about it, you want to share, my email is lifeissanctuaryxp@gmail.com. Life is sanctuary, the letters X and P @gmail.com. Send it to me. I would love to see it because it is such a deep and rich exercise for those who are brave enough to do it. So I do challenge you to get to know who you are and how you behave, because once you do that, and don't just settle for the 10 or 20 questions, let that be the beginning. Let that be your needle and thread. The garment you sew from it of knowing yourself will fit wonderfully once you do that. And it will also help you understand how the people around you relate to you. Oh my God. Why is this person acting like that? Why does this constantly keep happening? Well, darling face, it is because of who you are. All right. And that's a beautiful thing. Nothing negative about it. You're not broken. Ain't nothing missing. Everything is fine. Sozos. One of my favorite words is sozos. There's nothing missing. There's nothing broken. There's nothing wrong. You just have opportunities, right? Just a world of things that can be. And I love being that bridge to the what can be and who you can become. It's so wonderful watching the people around me grow. I can't tell you, like, I love what I do. I love living life and journeying with my people, with my clients, with my customers, with my friends, with my families, my G babies and my children. I love it. I'm grateful. I'm passionate about life. I approach life through love. I'm very, very loyal. I'm completely patient. And then I know how to return when I lose my patience, because I am not sitting here saying I'm sainted. I'm not. I'm human just like you. All right. I have practices in place to snap back quickly and to journey peacefully. And that's what I'm offering you. Okay. So we've gone through the mindfulness. Forgiveness. Actually, I gotta pause for a minute because it's 35. So ooh, okay. So we'll do the music on another show. I do want to show these. I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna show you this though. December's almost over. You are literally on your last day of December. Ooh. And I am offering discovery strategy sessions for $1,500. If you know that you need a plan to ensure that your 2025 is marvelous, that when you sit in your chair sipping whatever you're going to sip on December 31st of 2025, it is everything that you set out to do, be, have, accomplish, possess, grow towards. If you want to sit and make that happen through a plan with strategy, contact me ASAP and get on my calendar, because it is getting full around here. But I love it. I love what I do and who I do it with. So I encourage you, come on, get this work. If you know that you need a personal coach, someone to literally walk and journey life with you and help you to break down these concepts and technologies so that you can apply it to life and begin to live the life that you knew was out there for you. You knew this was what it was supposed to be, but you just couldn't reach it. It was like, it's right there, but I can't get to it. Something's missing. Maybe it's a door that I can open for you. So connect quickly. Connect by texting Coaching 2025. Coaching 2025. You're going to text that to 321-443-2495. Coaching 2025. And then we will set up a 15 to 30 minute conversation to see what your needs are and where they'll be best filled. What I do want to point out as well is March 7th through 9th. Now, this is only for the women. We have our 3-day experience. It is number 9, y'all. Oh my, wow. And in that experience, you can expect to be whisked away to somewhere beautiful, warm, and wonderful, and experience 3 intense days of growth, learning, healing, renewing, some fun and mischief because I'm involved. And it is amazing every time. It is amazing every time. It does fill up fast. I will encourage you to quickly go to thereboundcoach.com/sanctuary. Again, thereboundcoach.com/sanctuary. And reserve your space. You guys, we grab a huge Airbnb. We all pile in and we do life sisterhood, family style. We get in and dig in. And who we're serving is women in leadership, women who don't get to be themselves all over the place because they have to take care of all these folks that they are leading, right? It's a lot when you are in that position to not be able to come and unpack your own stuff because you're so busy tending to everybody else. And I've heard someone call it the Black woman syndrome. I thought that was quite interesting. However, we serve our beautiful sisters in this skin that I'm in, and we have other sisters that we serve as well. We do sisterhood, period, with SXP. So come be a part of that. Come get this love and come get this work and heal. Because it's important that our women in leadership stay strong because they're such a pillar and a base to communities. We got to keep y'all fed and loved up on and cleaning and healing. So you keep going and keep making a difference. It matters. It matters. And we love moms because in my eyes, moms you have the most crucial job on the planet. You are truly in a leadership role and your piece is important. Okay. So connect quickly. That website, thereboundcoach.com/sanctuary. If you'd like to have more information, you can text SXP info. That's SXP info. You're going to text it to 321-443-2495. And then that way you can get your questions answered. If you are not prepared to pay in full, we have payment plans. And then we also have this event in September. So they're not the same event. Do you understand that? It's different every time. It is what God presses upon my spirit to bring every time. And this time we are focusing on some self. It's going to be glorious. Do not miss it. All right. So that is SXP. And then I will also tell you that February 8th, 2025 is going to be our third annual A Day of Healing Love Fest 2025, y'all. It is going to be 24 glorious virtual hours of love, gratitude, incredible stories. Some DJs are coming to spin so we get our dance on and have some fun. We're going to have keynote speakers. It is going to be a wonderful, wonderful time in the Clubhouse app. The house is called Sanctuary XP. Master Key Mindset is written backwards next to the title, so you will find it that way. RSVP the rooms and show up as much as you can, and then they are recorded. You can literally go back in there and listen to last year's and the year before's. This year we have a message that is so simple. Healthy love is not only possible, it's highly probable. And if you're hearing this message and you'd like to let me know that you hear it and you receive that, you can email me at lifeissanctuaryxp@gmail.com. You can also send all your inquiries there and we will tend to those. All right. I think we've covered most of the bases for that. I will show this card for the last time because it does switch. And if you have this card on the screenshot, I will honor these prices for you because, yep, they did go up. Some of them, leaving it up for a minute. Go ahead and get your screenshot in and get in contact. I love what I do and I love who I do it with, and they love me too. So I'm looking forward to loving on you. Kind of exciting. I'm touring next year too, you guys, but I'll share that information after the fact. Maybe in the next one. Okay, cool. I'm back. So let's get back to what we were doing because we have a little bit more time. And I want to make sure we move through forgiveness, personal development, and growth with me in SXP. All right. So when it comes to forgiveness, let's go a little bit deeper. Now I've been digging, just a little. Now we're going to dig. For those who are angry, I'd like you to understand that you are hurting. Okay? I would like you to understand that the anger is the knot that is tied, but the rope is the hurt. The rope is the hurt. Now, I don't know what your hurt is until we're sitting face to face and having that conversation, right? But you can know. And I say it that way because sometimes people don't know. They just know it aches. They know they're pissed, they're angry. And I will never forgive them for it. And if that's your comment, I will never forgive that. Whoever fill in the blank name, right? If you're holding that level of anger, and what does the anger build into? It builds into hate. And what does the hate build into? It builds into sickness. All right, so I'm giving you the path and I'm letting you know where you're headed. If you do not relent, if you do not go and find out what your rope is made of. What is your rope made of? Was it rejection, hurt feelings, slight? Even some people died. Some people have unforgiveness for people who died and they weren't ready to let them go. Harm, trauma, domestic violence, and I'm calling these things out so that they can come to the surface. And understand, when you feel that coming through your body and it's heading like right up that middle, it's heading for your throat, right? That's your opportunity to get to talking. That is it trying to get out of you. The pain and the hatred and the knots, they don't want to be with you no more. They don't want to see 2025. They want resolution. Do you understand that the cells in your body are crying out for peace? And if you are storing the knots, you got that rope, pardon me, let's start there. And then you build them into some knots. And you go ahead and let that knot be anger. And you go ahead and let that knot live and become hatred. You know, the disdain. You act out the disrespect. You leave honor behind. You refuse to walk integrity, right? Walk in integrity. Or for those who love the Lord, you refuse to honor God because you know better and you know more. Think that one through, but right? That's your outcome. The outcome is the drying of your bones. The outcome is the misshaping and the misforming of your cells. The outcome is the sickness that comes. And am I saying every sickness comes by that? Nope. So don't even try to say I did it. Don't do that. But what I am saying is some of it do. Sure does. Okay. So be mindful. We're back to mindfulness. Be mindful of unforgiveness. If you have any of that mess with you, please don't let that thing keep you company to 12:01 a.m. January 1st, 2025. Don't do that. You have ample opportunity. It's only 6:46. You got plenty of time to sit down and forgive. And I am saying do it this way. By name, I forgive you. I release and I let it go. All right. Anything that I hold against you, I release. I release you to go home to yourself, and I call me back home to myself. Right? I want to be in my right mind. I want to be in my full peace. I want to be engulfed and surrounded and kept by love. And in order to do that, I got to let some stuff go. I got to let some people go. I have to forgive some hurts. I have to acknowledge them first. see what they are. Some folks are mature enough to just be like, squash it. I don't even want to know the rest. I'm just done. I'm done with it. I'm tired of it. It's a heavy burden. It costs too much. I'm overwhelmed. My days ain't looking right. I can't sleep good. I'm in pain constantly, and it don't make sense. Well, I'm gonna need you to take a look around just a little bit. Look around spiritually and look around physically, because sometimes it is your environment. Some folks ain't forgave themselves. So start there. I encourage you, everything that I told you tonight, start with you first, because everything begins in you first and pours out of you first. So you are your first line of defense. Connect to you first, then connect to God in you. Okay, great. Just some keys. All right. Let people be newly themselves. That's a part of the forgiveness too. Some folks did some dastardly things. Some people don't hurt you, and they moved on with their lives. They moved on to become a better person. They've moved on to find better ways of behaving. And maybe those people are trying to reestablish relationship with you, or they are currently in relationship with you. Now, the reestablishing, that's on you. You make those decisions. Some people are toxic and unsafe, and you do not have to let them back into your environment, period. And then there are some folks that you were just pissy about, and you were maybe not being the kindest or forgiving, and maybe it wasn't so heavy, and you could, if you choose to have that relationship, Merry Christmas, have it. For people who are already existing in your life and you've known them to be a particular way, give me an example, Melikia. Sometimes folks have been drug addicts. They put that drug down. They did horrible things before they put that drug down, and that drug let them go. And now they want to make amends, and they are apologetic, and they are literally doing their best, and they are climbing out of that hell. All right? Let them be newly themselves. Please don't be the type of person who rests in a judgmental mindset. Sometimes that judgmental mindset creeps in because you want to be safe and you are on guard, and you keep that guard and that reminder there because this person XYZ'd. And damn it, I'm not going to forget that. Ever, never, no, never. Got you. This is no shade. This is no shame. This is just an opportunity. All right. And if you're ready for that opportunity, take it and let them newly be themselves. All right. Get to know them as they are, being and becoming, not from the position of who they've been. All right. Am I saying la la land it? Nah, we're not saying that. You do not close your eyes. And some behavior, you keep an eye open, period. Some folks don't need to be in your life and you still got them there. And that's for you to decide. Okay. But for those who you are allowing to be a part of your life, how are you embracing them? Again, back to what we talked about earlier, your surroundings. I would like for you to know that you are in physical surroundings, things that you can see, touch, taste, hear, smell. Same time, you are in spiritual surroundings. So if you do not have your practices or your rituals in place to keep your surroundings at peace and at balanced and covered in the blood of Christ, let's talk and let's get you some practices in place so that you can enjoy peaceful days. Your days on earth were not given to you to sour your soul. That's not what this is. All right. So be mindful, be grateful, keep love with you and around you. Practice your loyalty, practice your patience, and put the practice of forgiveness in place. End of day, you have the opportunity to sit and think through your day and the things that occurred, the things that were said, the behaviors that were shown. And do not just look outward, look inwardly. What did you do today? What did you say today? How did you behave today? How did you treat those people? How did you treat the people around you that you said you loved? Right? Do you have a measure of accountability? Answer that for yourself. And if you messed up, take your tail and apologize. You're not going to melt and dissolve and disappear. Apologize and mean it. Mean it. All right. And then forgive as emphatically, as passionately as you would like to be forgiven. Okay. Simple, simple, simple things. I told you this was a conversation of reminders, right? This is how it could be if you so choose to participate in that. The last thing I'll say is growth with me and SXP. That is the final point. We have made it. Let me run down this list real quick. Gratitude, love, loyalty, patience, mindfulness, forgiveness, including letting people be newly themselves, personal development. Skip that one. Let's go back for a minute. Rewind. Personal development is one of my favorite things to do. I'm a freaking fan of it. I felt like I wasn't ready to adult when I got to the age of 18, 19, and it was time to adult. I wasn't ready. So I went on not even in my 18, 20, so it was a little bit later. And I was like, you know what? There's some things I got to learn. I need to develop me. I need to personally develop me. And what do I want to learn? And what do I need to know? Right? That was ready in a lot of ways. So I'm not shooting the shade in my family because they taught me much, much, much. At the same time, there were some things I was not ready for. Okay. Shorter kid. So I went about the business of learning, right? And I took it seriously. I don't know about y'all. I took my education seriously. I took the development seriously. I took the leadership training seriously. I took the being certified as a coach seriously, even going into Ho'oponopono and becoming an advanced certified trainer. So I don't play about personal development. It's so serious. I.e. here giving you guys 39 episodes of personal growth and development through SXP Metamorphosis 365, the small group coaching, the masterminds, the master's classes, the social impact projects. Like, I'm about that life. You get the picture? Now, if you are as passionate as I am about personal development, then we need to work together because the stars are the limit. Okay, scratch the sky. We on the outer side of the atmosphere. Let's go. There's wonderful work in the water. when it comes to personally developing. I encourage 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes a day. Take 10 of those 1,440 minutes and give them to you. Wrap them in a bow if you need to. Put it in your calendar. Make it happen. 10 minutes a day. Audiobook it. If you're not a person who will sit down with the physical book and read it, fine. Go through these podcasts. Find your favorite podcasters. Find your favorite teachers. Come learn with me. Come sit with me. I am looking for 3 women because I would like to pour in all this knowledge and have them begin to coach with me. It's important. And there's so much to get out. There's so many messages, and I have so many opportunities flooding my calendar. And I want to make sure that the knowledge that I have gained is passed on properly. Yeah, like for real, for real. So if that's you, let me know. Okay, so make it your business to develop yourself. Define who you'd like to be. All right. What does it take for you to be that person? What do you need to learn? Who do you need to meet? Are you looking at your mentors? Do you have someone whose success you like to emulate? Myron Golden is a beautiful human, and he said something so profound, and I think it's very true. And I'm sure it's been said by Jim Rohn. It's been said by so many folks, okay, simply that way. And what was said is, you want to become that? Find someone who's already become that and do what they did. Simple, simple stuff, right? Sounds simple. I'm going to leave it at that. It's as simple as you allow it to be. So get on the track of pursuit. What you want to do? What do you want to have? Where do you want to go? Who do you want to be? Like, literally, map it out. Make it a game if you must. Have fun and pursue. Always wanted to be an author. I took my time on the ride. So far, it's been 6 books written, 6 full books. And then I have minis. And then I have teachings. And then I have others. It's like I write a lot. Okay. So what you care to be, you can become by pathing it. Let's get a plan in place. We talked about that discovery strategy call. Come on. Look what you want to do with your 2025. What do you want to accomplish? I'm here for it. Let's get it. Develop your mind, develop your behaviors, develop yourself and your surrounding and the people around you. If you're around me for more than 5 minutes, you're going to learn something. It's just the case. You're going to learn a new game. You're going to learn a new way of looking at life. You're going to learn new practices and rituals that work. Okay. You're going to learn how to level up. You're going to learn consistency, accountability, passion, and you will learn how to be happy, because I can't have no grumpy ass people around me. Can't do it. Ain't having it. Not gonna go. All right. So if you know that's what you want, step up. Let's play. I'm looking for so much fun. It's going to be a great 2025. Okay. Last one is growth with me and SXP. And we're at 57 minutes. Almost done. So I am Melikia K. Courtney. You have tuned into SXP MetaMorphosis 365. This is a growth podcast, and it's housed on BLASTMUSIC247.com, where magic happens all through the week. I encourage you to be a part of that. Tune in. I'm also a spoken word artist and clearly an author, as I've just shared with you. And I help folks write their first book. I'm speaking directly to the people who I'm going to write it. I'm going to get it done. Promises and promises. And it took you years to do it. Why am I speaking directly to you? Because I did the same freaking thing. And then I went and learned from a master who trained me on how to help folks get it done. And I've helped people get it done in 3 days. And I've written 2 books, with one straight out in 3 days flat. The other I did 3 days of writing. Okay. It is doable. And then the other books, I took my time on the ride and had fun. So if you'd like to have 2025 be that year that you complete that and yourself, that you find that fullness of getting it done, go ahead and text me. Let's write. Let's Write 2025. You text Let's Write 2025 to 321-443-2495. Now, yep, I charge and I'm reasonable. I do have a hand holding package that's off the chain. It's hilarious. And it's for my folks who need the baby steps. I got you. So come play with me and SXP in 2025. Join the small group, join a mastermind, come get this one-to-one coaching, follow through with the podcast, stalk a sister a little. I playtime it on Instagram, and I'm Santa's helper over there, SANTAZHELPR on Facebook, LinkedIn, and all the others. It's Melikia K, Courtney. If you look, go back from day one and forward, I ain't hiding zip. You're going to see me, all of who I am, and all of the becoming. You will see the reiterations of life, the reinventions, because I understand sometimes life will kick you and knock you right down. And guess what you can do? Get up, because I've done it. Right? There's so many wonderful things waiting in 2025 for you. I'd like for you to have every last bit of it. I'd love for you to start the year feeling fresh and new and excited and confident. I would like for you to have every day, every today be wonderful. Be content by the end of that day. Feel full and have experienced happiness and joy and passion and peace and calm and all the wonderful things that you're hoping to have. I hope that for you too. All right, we are so done. Much love to you. Me and Hello Kitty. I brought the Hello Kitty tonight. Appreciate y'all. I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much for your time. I look forward to serving you more. It is bursting. Like 2025 is bursting for me. And I hope you feel the same way. Mwah. Later, alligator.